I think this might be an educational day. We'll see. Welcome back to Eddie B TV. I am, of course, Eddie B. Nice to see y'all. And we are back again today with another reaction video. And for round 2 of Random Sunday, I'm gonna get a little bit a different video to get into today. A little bit more educational, you know what I'm saying? I'm always down to be educated, especially if it's something significant to the world, or at least, at the very least, country I'm living in. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into a video titled, "The Ocean is Way Deeper Than You Think." Than I think. Sounds a little mysterious there. And I like that. You know, whenever I think about things like this, you know, and sometimes I do slip off into a daydreaming land and I think about things like this. I think about, I look at a globe and I look at all the continents, and then I see how much actual land we have, and then I look away from the land and see how much water, how much blue is on that globe. There's a lot of it, man. And I don't know if we've even scratched the surface on it, but I know we've been to some pretty unique areas of the ocean. You know, obviously there's a lot of pretty, very much significant things that have to do with the deep parts of the ocean that affect us, you know what I mean? Some stories that have gone down. I'm pretty sure that they might speak on that to a point. I don't know how much of a point that is, but we're gonna figure it out. So yeah, we're gonna get into the ocean is way deeper than you think, like I said here. And if you like this reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Keep everything going. So yeah, let's get our education today. You know, I've seen this video on a lot of different thumbnails of reactors, you know, but I just never really thought about getting into it until today. I just thought, you know what? Let's figure out just how deep the ocean really is, you know? And let's marinate on that for a minute, because I had a little awkward pause moment, but I don't care. Yeah, let's get into it. The ocean is way deeper than you think. Right here on Eddie B TV, round 2, Random Sunday. Let's have some fun. And let's learn a little something.
The ocean is really, really deep. Deeper, in fact, than most of us realize. If you were to shave off all of the land from the tops of every continent and island in the world and fill up the ocean's deepest points with that land, then the entire Earth would be covered in an ocean 2 miles deep. 3/4 of our planet is already covered in water though, and it goes a lot deeper than just 2 miles. Let's start with a sense of scale. This dot right here is the size of an average human, this slightly larger dot is the size of an elephant, and this is the size of the largest ship ever built, the Knock Nevis. With that in mind, let's start going underwater and see what we find out. The first milestone is at 40 meters below the surface, which is the maximum depth allowed for recreational scuba diving. A little further down at 93 meters is where the wreck of the Lusitania was discovered, which is interesting because the Lusitania itself is 240 meters long, which means that it sank in water shallower than it is long, so if the ship was standing on its stern or bow, it would be sticking out of the water. Just slightly deeper than that, at 100 meters, is where diving can become seriously fatal if you're not careful because of decompression sickness. But that didn't stop a man named Herbert Nitsch to accomplish the free diving world record at a depth of 214 meters. This guy swam down to this level with just one single breath. But a little further down at 332 meters, we have the scuba diving world record, which was accomplished by another man named Ahmed Gabir. If he had swam down another 111 meters, then he would have reached the height of the Empire State Building if it was submerged underwater. And a little further than that, at 500 meters below the surface, we arrive at the maximum dive depth of blue whales, the largest creatures on the planet and also the limit of the US Seawolf class nuclear submarine. At 535 meters, we can witness the maximum dive depth of emperor penguins, and this is when we must bring up the intensity of water pressure. At this level below the surface, the water pressure exerted on a person, or the penguins, would be roughly equivalent to a polar bear standing on a quarter. So further down the depths, at 830 meters, would be the height of the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, the tallest building in the world. Once we hit 1,000 meters below the surface, we begin to enter the scary zone. Light from the surface can no longer reach beyond this point, so the rest of the ocean below is shrouded in permanent darkness. On top of that, the water pressure you would experience at this point would be about the same as if you were standing on the surface of the planet Venus, meaning that you would die very quickly. You would also meet the giant squid at this sea level if the water pressure didn't already kill you. At 1,280 meters, we reach the maximum depth dived to by the leatherback sea turtle, and further down at 1,828 meters, we would reach the deepest part of the Grand Canyon were it to be underwater with us. Down at 2,000 meters, we start to encounter some of the more terrifying sea creatures, like the ominously named black dragonfish, a carnivorous beast with a stomach that doesn't allow light to be emitted through it. Meaning that since we're in total darkness underwater at this point, the only way you would ever see this thing is with a flashlight. A little further down, at 2,250 meters, we would reach the maximum depth dived to by both sperm whales and the very frightening colossal squid. Sperm whales often have sucker marks and scars left on their bodies from battles with the colossal squid that likely take place at these incredible depths. The squids themselves can grow to be 14 meters long and weigh up to 750 kilograms with eyes the size of a dinner plate and razor-sharp sickles in the middle of their tentacles. So yeah, good luck with that down there. Way further down at 3,800 meters, we can find the wreck of the RMS Titanic. And a bit past that, at 4,000 meters, we start to enter the abyssal zone of the ocean. Water pressure is at an astonishing 11,000 pounds per square inch down here, and there are numerous strange, almost alien-like creatures that inhabit these depths, such as the fangtooth, anglerfish, and viperfish. Down at 4,267 meters is the average depth of the ocean where you would normally expect to hit the floor, but there are parts of the ocean that go significantly deeper than even this. At 4,791 meters rests the wreckage of the battleship Bismarck sunk during World War II, and way down at 6,000 meters is the beginning of the Hadal Zone, named after the underworld Hades itself. The water pressure down at these depths can become 1,100 times what you would experience way back on top at the surface, which is roughly equal to an elephant balancing on a postage stamp or a single person carrying the weight of 50 Boeing 747 jumbo jets. Down at these depths, you would be crushed immediately without any outside protection, but life still exists down here in various strange forms. At 6,500 meters, we reach the maximum depth that the DSV Alvin can dive to, a popular research submarine that helped to discover the Titanic. Way further down at 8,848 meters below the surface, and we have arrived at the height of Mount Everest, were it to be upside down and placed underwater. And then, way further past even that, at 10,898 meters, we arrive at the depth reached by James Cameron in 2012 during the Deep Sea Challenger mission. The deepest point in the ocean yet reached by humans was back in 1960, though, when two men named Don Walsh and Jacques Piccard reached a depth of 10,916 meters using their Trieste submarine. It took them 5 hours to descend through the ocean to this depth, and they only stayed for 20 minutes before a window cracked and they began to resurface.
Oh, hell
Just
no.
a bit further down from there at 10,972 meters, and we reach the average flight altitude of a commercial airliner. So if you've ever looked out of a window while on a flight and looked down to the ground, that's a very good sense of how incredibly deep down into the abyss that we are currently at. Finally, when we hit 10,994 meters, we have hit the bottom of the known ocean called the Challenger Deep, right here on this map just about 300 kilometers southwest of Guam Island. However, it is believed that there are almost certainly even deeper parts of the ocean than this that just haven't been discovered yet. It wasn't until 1997, after all, that the Sirena Deep was discovered with a depth of 10,732 meters, making it the second deepest known point in the ocean. It is estimated that only about 5% of the ocean's floor has been accurately mapped, leaving the other 95% to be currently a mystery. It may be only a matter of time before an even deeper part of our ocean is found, and who knows what we may discover there.
Whoa. Oh, boy. You know, okay. First of all, the ocean is way deeper than you think. And as it turns out, the people, I didn't read off the name of the people who made this, Real Life Lore. I think that's how you pronounce it. If I'm wrong, someone tell me. You know what, man? Certain things that I think all of us might think about, we all have fears, but you know, certain things you think about, you just start getting the shakes and the creeps all over. The ocean is one of those things, man. I remember I used to swim, you know, about 4 or 5 feet into the ocean a little bit when I was young, and I would go down to the ocean and go hang out there. And I almost got sucked in one time and I almost died, man. You know, I was like this close. I don't know how I was able to swim back. My legs were tired, my arms were tired by the end. I couldn't even move the next day because I swam out of so much panic and fear, man. It was insane. You know, it's just thinking about the ocean creeps me out, man. Because if you were ever just out in the middle of the ocean, you know what I mean, you ain't got no way back. I don't even want to know what kind of feelings might be going through you at that time, man, because it's bad enough you get like these feelings of fear from most movies and stuff like that, you know, like whether it be like Piranha, Jaws, the 47 meters down stuff, you know what I mean? It's just like, ugh. Just think about it. They were talking about as high as 10,000 meters or something like that, and 47 meters, they were already feeling some kind of way, and I guess if you resurface too quickly, something like that, you get this thing called the bends. And I think that's a fancy word for decompression sickness, I think. But it's oh man, I would never ever swim with the sharks or anything like that. It's just, the thought of it is just too damn creepy for me to even picture myself doing it. But you know, it's all the stuff that they mentioned in there, it really does make you think, you know, if you're someone that's going to be into like marine biology or something like that, if you want to study the world's oceans. But like, it's just so, you have to be really passionate about something like this to even give it a go, man, because I just shudder thinking about it. But there's actually people that are going into the oceans, you know what I mean, taking their little sea vessels and scuba diving, this kind of stuff. And I don't know where they get the guts to do that, man, because all I got to do is be down there and see something once and I'm already going, I'm going to unload, man. I'm going to have a straight up panic attack and die right there in the water, man. People just be looking at me like, should we get him? Nah, he's already scared as hell, man. Let's just leave him be. Let's just laugh at him. I'm sure them sea creatures will be doing just that to me, you know. And yeah, at the end, man, like that. Tell me that's not a creepy feeling to know that only 5% of the oceans have been explored. 95% is still like, nah. I've already heard of like the Mariana Trench, you know what I mean, and like how deep that is. And then they showed me all these other type of like fish or something that's down there deep in these parts, and I'm like, nah. Imagine being on just being on the surface, and then you can get just easily chewed up by sharks and piranhas and all that. But if you go that deep and them things is down there and they ain't see nothing, you know what I mean? Because it's like, what did they say? It's permanently dark down there. You know what I mean? No lights. So if you're just like, they got ways of smelling you and seeing you without even seeing you, man. And that's creepy in and of itself, man. And you know, whether you're someone who's into this stuff or not, or whether you fear it or not, like I'm saying, I got fears, man. It's always very amusing to talk about it, you know, and just look at stuff like this, you know, and the way they describe things, as far as like when they say an elephant what did they say, an elephant on a quarter or a postage stamp or something like that, just to get that visual of it in your head creeps you out even more. Because if you were down there that deep, let's say you were in an underwater vessel, and somehow, some way, you got sucked out into the water somehow, just for argument's sake. And as soon as you get into that water, and that water surrounds you, you done. Plans are canceled on that one, man. This is over, man. It'll probably happen just like that. Probably like if I were to see a cane and I just step on it and squish it real quick, just like that. You know what I mean? Probably even quicker. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know, man. But yeah, man, it's a very creepy thought, but also very, very intense thought too to think about. You know, whenever you think about the oceans and all that stuff and what else could be out there. I mean, the giant squid and the sperm whales and the blue whales and all these other creatures, man. They're like, to be that deep and see those things, man, that would creep me the hell out, man. Like, even if I were to go on like some sort of mission where I go underwater and then I see all the crazy things, it would be like an underwater safari or something like that. All I gotta do is see one thing and I'm like, please take me back up, please take me back up. I'm pissing myself, man, it'd be crazy. All right, well, obviously there's more of this to talk about, obviously, but I can't really get into it, man. My mind's not that sophisticated to wrap my head around this one. So we're gonna cut it off right there. So one more time, the ocean is way deeper than you think, and it's from real life lore, if I'm remembering that right. And if you like that reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Keep everything going, like I always say. And yeah, man, so that was very interesting to watch, man. There's another one of these that I got to get into. I don't know if it's going to be next week or not, but I'm going to see what goes down for the upcoming days. But I enjoyed this one very much, man. Very educational, scary as hell. I liked it when I was like just laughing to myself when they said, "You have entered the scary zone." I'm like, the scary zone? There's deeper points than this. What happens after scary? A lot, apparently. All right, so I'm gonna cut it off right there, man. This is gonna be Eddie B TV signing off one more again here. Hope y'all had fun reacting to this one with me because it was, like I said, very informative, but very, very scary as hell, man. I ain't going out on no cruises. I ain't going out on no scuba diving expeditions, nothing like that, man. Stay right here on the land where it's, well, it's not safe here either. Something just pop you when you're going down here. But I'd rather get killed here than in the ocean, right? All right, love and appreciate y'all. Peace.